Sharpe, OG, triple OG.
It's your
OG,
man, y'all already know what it is.
OG.
Got some Corey on deck with the 5150 show. So, without further ado, let's get to the video.
Let me say this about this show. It's a show called Club Shay Shay. Cat Williams has the most watched video from the Club Shay Shay interviews. But hands down, my name is mentioned more on Club Shay Shay than any comic you ever know.
All the guests.
Right. Everybody that get into it with you, he have them on there.
My name is mentioned on Club Shay Shay.
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
More than any other comedian.
But they don't.
Everybody ain't talking bad about me. My homie Bubba Dub, he asked him who one of his favorites. Corey Holcomb.
Yeah. But they don't understand the comedy culture. When they come from sports and other shit, you know, they it ain't like they don't get paid for being original.
I'm so glad you said that.
So they don't. Yeah, my
that's
bad.
what happened to dude.
Yeah.
See, he was a Hall of Fame football player. That's a certain audience.
Right.
When he did Club Shay Shay, he got a whole nother audience. The type of audience that will notice you at the Lakers game with a moist man.
You are my stuff and you know it, don't even try.
You was able to hide under the radar for years as an NFL star, going to the game with dude. But when you got on this side of the game, you can't hide because they looking for something to say about you, man. Take the game from a nigga you can't stand. They looking for something to say about you. The gossip pages, the bitter people that doesn't have an itinerary set for the year. Because people with an itinerary set for the year do not have time for the nonsense. Everybody who got an itinerary set, them motherfuckers ain't shit. Them motherfuckers, they getting money. Or they chasing their dreams. Or whatever they doing. People who ain't got an itinerary, they are gossiping on the internet and not telling people they've been penetrated.
He's lying. Don't believe him, Bernard. Don't believe him. Oh, you did not say that last night when we was in bed together, girl.
It ain't factual stuff. It's gossip. It's hearsay. That's a gossip page, homie. Learn how to be a man.
But I'm a man, goddammit.
Even though I know some dudes who've been penetrated, but they still carry themselves like men, even though every once in a while they'll say something like, close the doors.
Oh, DJ Snoopy, you noticed that, huh? That's the latest story. That story right now, when you brought this up, I thought he was going to bring that up about Shaq is offering money on him.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Dirt on Shannon.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
That's what's going on right now. It's like, I thought you were going to talk about all that.
Why, him and Shaq into
with the
it?
Matt
No,
Barnes.
you gonna talk about that in your show?
I just caught it as I was walking out the door today. I'm going to look it up. I was looking
We
it up
could
right
talk
now,
about that, but
you
I'm
brought
just...
it up. Yeah.
I want to make sure I get this in also because it's a very important topic. Men who empower whores are bad for society.
You're goddamn right.
If we lived in a society that was working to be better, whores would not be empowered.
Do I smell a whore?
A whore destroys a nation and its resources.
He ain't lying.
That's what a whore does. A whore is not happy with herself or anybody else. That's why I said a woman with a BBL is autistic. That's why I said that. Whores are not happy with themselves or life. So they do things to destroy the production of life, starting with themselves and their children. They don't care about their children's growth. The man must be established as a villain. over everything. Your daddy ain't. That is the theme of a whore. Your daddy ain't.
A whore got John the Baptist beheaded.
Who will you tell the story?
I don't know how you pronounce her name. Salome. How you say that?
Which one?
Salome? According to biblical accounts.
Solemn's?
And
Gomorrah?
Yeah. Well, Solomon's dance led to the beheading of John the Baptist, and she had been depicted as a temptress in many artworks and literature works.
Well, you said a temptress. See,
Temptress,
people need to really know what a temptress is.
Right. That's a female temptation. No, a temptress is...
That's a stripper from back in the day. During biblical times, they called them temptress.
That's a woman sent to trick you out your spot. Somebody sent her to trick you out your spot.
Somebody say, I'm a trick. I am a trick. But I tell you what, I don't empower whores like that. I make sure whores got enough money to have to ask me again.
God damn it, I like the way you do business.
That's hilarious. But when you say empower, I think they don't understand what you mean. Like giving them money, like large amounts of money.
I have been around men who actually will make a whore great in the eyes of the sheep. I'm talking about, one thing about me, I don't flaunt women around.
No, sir, not me.
I don't do that because, you know what I'm saying? I was married at one time, and it ain't the thing that I'm able to do. I'm not able to flaunt you around. Now, if I empower whores by passing them licks, I guess you could go there.
Yeah.
I pass hoes licks. I got a lot of motherfucking people who I f with who don't really come after me. Because I pass licks. Now, my daughter mother, she came after me. Maybe a handful have come after me, but I'm kind of like good to whores, but I'm not holding them up in the air in society. So if there is a hypocrisy in there, I can take it. But I'm not one who is finna make a whore great. I will help a whore survive.
All right, we got Corey going in on Shannon Sharpe. Now, I want to start off by saying it's a big difference between, you got your comedian and then you got an ex-football player. Now, Shannon Sharpe, he started doing commentary for sports and talking about, different athletes and stuff like that and stats. And it's a big difference between a comedian and an ex-football player. Just like Corey called Shannon Sharpe, well, it just wasn't Corey, but everybody brought out him having this, green suit on and the way he was standing. And he had I don't know what they call it, a man purse or something to that extent. But it looked, to me it looked suspect, and then him going to a Lakers game with some dude that's known to be, LGBTQ or whatever, with me, you shouldn't mix yourself or even be around somebody who's in that type of lifestyle. Now, I've done time in prison, for those who don't know, and if I see somebody dealing with LGBTQ guy or whatever, then I'm gonna suspect that they messing with this dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to be really careful on dealing with them. Me, myself, I didn't deal with him. I didn't talk to him. None of that stuff. I didn't want nobody to get the wrong impression that I was dealing with somebody like that. So with him having or being around that guy, it brought people to be like, is this what's going on with Shannon Sharpe too? Is he in the closet? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it is, man. The thing about Shaq and him offering money to see if anybody got any information on Shannon Sharpe being in these type of activities with these other men or whatnot. I was like, what's the dealings with Shaq and why he want that information? That's something that I heard. I forgot where I heard it from. I know it was off social media, but But I heard that he was offering money. Somebody had to have some evidence on Shannon Sharpe and him dealing with LGBTQ. Y'all already know where I sit as far as with dealing with that type of activity. I'm not dealing with it, you know what I'm saying? I got kids. I don't want my kids dealing with it or seeing it or whatever, you know, to get any idea in their head. They shove this shit down our throat. You can't have freedom of speech about it and say what you really want to say. So, you know, just keep it away from me. I don't play that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Keep it away from my family, all that stuff. We don't deal with that stuff. But this is somewhat like a two-part subject, because Corey was talking about whores destroying nations, and he talked about John the Baptist being taken out by a woman because this was her wishes to have his head on the plate. A whore is a real bad person, and a whore, just like you said, will destroy nations. You know, you got a lot of things as far as a woman being whorish that's didn't happen to men that went to jail, men and, you know, unalive other people for a whore, and you know, it's just not a good look as far as dealing with a whore. But you got all these athletes, entertainers, and all that stuff. They deal with the whores. They pass them around. You know, and I'll be like, what the hell? For example, Anthony Edwards. He had a baby with the baby mama or whatever. And it's like, you couldn't have got somebody else better or different? Like, y'all just passing these women around. And I'm like, do you know that's a whore? At the end of the day, and I always say this stuff, well, what are we teaching our children? Anthony Edwards, he's a young man. Where are you learning things from? You know, who's teaching you? This world today. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole thing with Shannon Sharpe. Shaq putting up money to find out if he dealing with the LGBTQ community and what he want to do with this information after he get it. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comments.
What's up,
this
OG,
your man.
OG?
Y'all already
OG,
know what it
triple,
is.
triple.
The next video is Ghetto
OG.
Talk. Up out of here. Peace.